Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I been listening for the last several hours, and let me just associate myself with the comments made by my colleagues on this side of the aisle, so I won't be repetitious and browbeat the issue. We're clear where we are in this regard. And also, let me state for the record that I oppose the privatization of the air traffic controllers. With that, I've been flying for a while. I'm a little older than I look. Well, that's what I'm told. So, but I remember People's Express, who then became Continental, who then became United, and they're hubbing in my district, Newark Airport, for quite some time. And so I've seen the evolution and the consolidation, and in some ways it's positive, and other ways it's been negative. But to me, it appears that Southwest is really setting the standard here in the industry, and I would hope that some of the practices of that airline would be incorporated across the industry. But with that said, I've had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Munoz on several occasions, as United is really giving back to the community where it's hubbed there in Newark, New Jersey. Each year, students in my district are interns from Newark and East Orange and Jersey City, and it's an opportunity to expose the young people to the careers in aviation at that airport. These communities are tremendously appreciative of these opportunities. So I just wanted to put that on the record for my district. But Mr. Munoz, the incident, obviously with Flight 3411 really has kind of blemished United's reputation, but I'm glad to see your company has responded in the changes that it's made to create a more positive experience for your customers. Unfortunately, a lot of times my colleagues on the other side have talked about regulation, but there unfortunately sometimes in the industry a lot of things are reactive as instead of being proactive. But I'm sure if it wasn't clear before, this episode has highlighted some issues that the industry needs to come to grips with. And so how can Congress, the Department of Transportation, and the airlines work together to improve the flying experience for customers? Because in the end, that's what we want. We don't need to sit here and rehash. We understand, we know, everyone knows what happened. How can we all work together to make the experience more positive for customers? Because that's what we want to do as members of Congress as well. Help you and help the industry as well make this a positive experience.
Well, sir, thank you for your comments. And we love our intern program at EWR, and have actually expanded that to other places in the country. I think I'm new to this industry. I've worked in many other industries, and I've had many a debate and a discussion on all these matters. And I think at the end of the day, an open discussion and a more proactive conversation rather than reactive is always helpful to us in business. The problem with introduced legislation or regulation at any point in time is that it is so reactive and it doesn't really apply to the business needs. And if there's some way we can do a more open debate and conversation between aisles, between the different companies, I think it's important. It's the old, how can we all get along aspect of that, and I think it's an important one to note. Just as we govern the country, as you govern us, I think it's important. But the end all, it has to be the customer at the center of the universe for us. And I think what you've heard from this panel is just that focus.
Well, thank you. And Chairman, I'll yield back.